each of those?
Yes, ma'am, I
Are your
do.
initials on there?
On both of them, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And are those the videos that you requested and obtained from Dollar General pertaining to the 2 receipts you just testified to?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, at this time I'd move states 245 and 246 into evidence.
Any objection? No objection. States exhibits 245 and 246 will be admitted to evidence.
And I would request to publish.
And just for clarity, the 245 would be of the Malvern location and 246 the Headland location, is that right?
245 is Malvern, 246 is Headland. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll publish 245 first. Marked as states 243 and 244.
Thank you.
Do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
go ahead. Do you recognize those? Are they photos of receipts collected in this case?
Yes, they are.
Judge, at this time I move states 243 and 244 into evidence.
Any objection? States exhibits 243 and 244 will be admitted to evidence.
Will you read the date, time, and items purchased for each receipt and start with the Malvern, Alabama?
Yes, ma'am. The Malvern receipt, the date on it is February 6, 2017 at 9:23 a.m.
Okay.
The items purchased, first it says purple and pink athletic. It doesn't specify. I believe it's a pair of shoes, but I'm not sure. There's a prepaid, I'm sorry, 2 pairs of plaid Hanes brand boxer shorts.
Okay.
It says Stacker 2B12, and I believe there's 5 of those. That's an energy drink. And there's a 2 60-minute track phone cards.
Okay. Okay. And then will you read the Headland, Alabama receipt into the record?
Yes, ma'am. The Headland receipt is dated February 6th, 2017 at 10:17 a.m. And there's a track phone on the receipt.
Okay.
3 cans of Pringles potato chips, a ramen noodles package, and a 6-pack of water.
Okay. As you had done in the previous instances, did you request video surveillance for each of those transactions?
Yes, ma'am.
And did either or both of those Dollar General stores have video surveillance?
They did.
All right. And did the Dollar General send you video surveillance that coincided with each of those receipts?
Yes, ma'am, they did.
Did you watch each of them?
I did.
Did you see anything or anyone that appeared to be relevant to this case?
Yes, ma'am.
What'd you see?
I saw an individual that appeared to be Miss Rice.
Okay. And you already talked about why you're familiar with Miss Rice, but do you see her in the courtroom today?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please point to her and identify what she's wearing?
She's seated at the table wearing a gray jacket.
Okay. And is she in the center of her attorney and his legal assistant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Judge, let the record reflect this witness has identified the defendant.
Record will so reflect.
You testified Tuesday?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That during the course of your involvement in this case, you had gone through some photos looking for receipts, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Did you find any photos pertaining to a Dollar General?
Yes, ma'am, a couple of them.
Okay. And do you remember where they were from?
One was from Malvern, Alabama, and the other was from Headland, Alabama.
Okay. And the Malvern, Alabama photo receipt, was that in the Georgia property?
Yes.
Okay. And then the other Dollar General, was that in Ms. Crocker's car?
Correct.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I do.
Okay. Is your name on the first page under examiner?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
And are those the first few pages of the Celebrate report?
Yes, ma'am, that's the summary page.
Judge, at this time I move states 242 into evidence.
Any objection? No objection. think exhibit 242 will be admitted into evidence.
Will you flip to the third page on there, and does it reflect an email address of marycraigrice@gmail.com?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Okay, and then on the last page, the device user, can you read that cell phone number into the record, please?
Sure. The cell phone number is 850-390-3907.
Okay. Would it be fair to say in these thousands of pages that come in this report, is everything going to be relevant to a particular case?
No, there's going to be a lot of data that is just going to be specific to that device and how that device communicates with other things. It might not necessarily be user data.
Okay. Did you actually go through the report at all, or did you pass that off onto someone else?
No, ma'am. I extracted the contents of the device and then provided that to another investigator to
Okay.
review.
Very good. Those are my questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Brooks?
Sorry. Do you use a particular program?
There's several different tools that law enforcement uses. One of the most well-known is Celebrite, and that's the tool that I used in this case.
What is Cellbrite?
Celebrite is a tool specifically for law enforcement. It's used worldwide, and it's utilized to extract data from tablets, phones, basically mobile devices.
Okay. And when Cellbrite downloads like cell phone content, does it produce a report?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Okay. And then are you able to change the information or delete it or alter it or?
No, so basically like the extraction, it's called like a forensic extraction. So basically it's maintaining the status of that data when it's pulled off. And then the report generated maintains that same status.
Okay. And then what type of information does will the report contain?
Sure. So it depends on the type of phone, but it can be, text messages, phone calls, images, videos, all kinds of stuff.
Okay. Will it also provide a summary of the information, like forgive me, these terms are a little above my head, but like some kind of identifying information for the phone? Like how do you
Sure.
know it's not someone else's phone?
Sure. So basically, in terms of, like say a mobile phone, it's called an IMEI. It's kind of like a serial number for the device, and Celebrite will attempt to extract that specific number so you can verify that number identifies a specific device.
Okay. And can you get like emails, texts, things of that nature?
Yes, ma'am. Depending on the phone, you can get, Google search history, all kinds of stuff.
Okay. I'm going to put up, this is State's Exhibit number 222, and then 223. What information is in State's 223?
So basically that is located underneath the battery of the cell phone. Obviously the model is the specific model number. And then the number at the bottom that starts with 3550, that's called the IMEI, and basically that's the serial number of the phone.
Okay. Did you download the contents of this particular cell phone in States 222 and 223?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay. And did the download produce the report that you just testified about?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Do you know how many pages it was?
It can be a lot. It's
Okay.
probably several thousand.
Okay. And would it be, do the first few pages of the report provide the identifying information for the cell phone?
Yes, generally there's like a summary page that identifies, the basic characteristics of the phone.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may.
I'm going to show you what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit 242.
Sure.
Take a look at those pages and see if you recognize them. Good morning.
Good morning.
Will you state your name, please?
Andrew Smith.
Where are you employed?
I'm currently employed with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement.
What do you do for FDLE?
I work in the cybercrimes unit.
Where did you work before FDLE?
I worked at the Escambia County Sheriff's Office.
And what did you do there?
I worked in the computer crimes unit as an investigator.
Okay. So how long have you been doing your line of work total?
Approximately 3 years, maybe.
Okay. And what type of education and training do you have in cyber crimes, computer crimes, things of that nature?
Well, I have a bachelor's in information systems, and I'm currently working on my master's in cybersecurity.
Okay.
And then I also have law enforcement training.
As part of your duties, do you download or extract cell phone content?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
How do you do that?
So basically, it's a piece of software that connects to the phone and then extracts that data. It communicates with the phone directly.